Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to set up a slip float system for the Korean floats or the reed floats, stick floats. They've got many different names. It's very easy to do. You're just going to need a few pieces. This is a barrel snap swivel. This is a small bell sinker I've cut the brass fitting out of. You can use an egg sinker, whatever's best. I like the bell sinkers because they have an indentation here, which is great for the bead. The bead we use to protect the knot on the swivel. Some small Raven split shots. Another barrel swivel. Your hook and your hook link. The first step is to take your main line, slide your main line through the snap swivel. This is what we'll use to fasten our float. Then through the sinker. It's good to use a sliding sinker as your anchoring weight, so that way when the fish takes the bait, it slides in the line, which allows the float to go down freely. Then we've got a bead. It's just a standard bead. You can get them at any craft shop. Most tackle suppliers will have them as well. And then a barrel swivel. I like to leave some tag line on my knot, so that way if the knot should slide under the pressure of a fish, it can buckle down and clinch up tighter. The bead will rest up against the swivel, protecting the knot. The knot will slide in the hole of the bead, and then the egg sinker or the bell sinker will rest on the bead, ensuring that the knot is protected at all times. The next step is to add a Raven split shot up your main line, at least the distance of the antenna on the float. Reason being is when you have the antenna sitting in the water, some people like to have it, say, you know, half of the antenna sitting out. Some people just have the tip sticking out. The bottom line is you want to ensure that the distance between the anchoring weight and the next split shot is at least the length of the antenna, so that way you know the float will completely go under the water without the fish feeling the resistance of the first split shot. The next split you put on the main line is going to be the distance away from your swivel or your anchoring weight that is equivalent to the depth of the net. Reason being is you want the float to stop from sliding down your main line towards the fish that's in the net, because it will get caught up in the net and it will break. So by putting this split here, we stop the float outside of the net when we're landing fish. To add your float stop, you can use basic Dacron. Even a piece of yarn will do. Run it parallel to the line. Make a loop, take the tag end, feed it through the loop 3 times, and on the 3rd time pull the 2 ends tight. Then you simply cut the tags. It's good to leave just enough so that way if this comes loose after catching some fish, you can take these 2 tag ends and pull it tight again. Last step obviously is to tie your hook link with your hook to your swivel. The swivel once again is where your anchoring weight is going to rest against. Now the reason we tie this on last is many people like to use the swivel with the anchoring weight to plummet their depths, so that way they ensure that their bait is sitting freely on the bottom. It's very easy to get your depth set incorrectly if you put your plummet on your hook. Then you find your bait is just barely sitting on bottom, which is cocking your float. By setting your plummet to your anchoring weight and your swivel with where your hook link attaches to, you know for sure that this is your anchor, and then your bait is sitting freely on the bottom.